All right, good afternoon, Mayor Jane Castor. I'm here with City Council Chair Guido Maniscalco, and the man of the hour, our Director of Solid Waste, Larry Washington. So, as everyone knows, we have been hit by historical storms. Tampa hasn't taken a direct hit in over a century, and we are still on that track. Even though we had significant effects from Hurricane Helene in the form of storm surge, and then from Milton with the wind and the storm water. So we have taken, thanks to the Port of Tampa, we have taken care of the gas issue. We have plenty of fuel in our city now, and thanks to TECO and the men and women from around the United States and Canada that came down to restore our power. We are over 90% of as of this morning, actually as of last night, over 90% of the electricity restored throughout our city. And that is a monumental task. Just to put it in perspective, the city of Tampa was deemed in 2016 to have the best tree canopy in the entire world. And as we drive around our city, you see those trees that have been knocked down. It really is sad, but they also pulled the lines along with them. So now that we've taken care of the gas and the power, number one issue in our city is the storm debris. That is historical as well. And so we're going to talk about that today so that we can manage everyone's expectations. We all live in sort of the Amazon world right now, where you can pick up your cell phone, you can order food, you can get that 10-20 minutes, you can watch whatever you want on television with a push of a button. We can't push a button and remove all of this debris. There is just an incredible amount, as you have seen. To put it into perspective, we, during Hurricane Irma, we collected approximately 15,000 dump truck loads of storm and household debris. Sounds like a lot. That pales in comparison to the debris from Helene and from Milton. We are looking at 1 million cubic yards estimated, and to put that in perspective, that's approximately 10,000 football fields full of debris. And so FEMA has given us 90 days, as they do in every storm, to remove this debris. Historically, FEMA has reimbursed 75% for the debris that is picked up, and President Biden has upped that to 100% in these storms, but we have to have that picked up in 90 days. So we are going to do our best to achieve that goal. But we need the community's cooperation. We also need to contract with the haulers. Larry's team at Solid Waste, they have 23 trucks?
Yes.
They have 23 trucks with the claws on them that can pick up this waste. If you can look over here, those are called lightning loaders over there. And we have a number of those coming in as well. And those are the tandem trucks that can pick up a great deal of waste. But again, to put that in perspective, one garbage truck can literally serve thousands of households picking up. It can take 3 of our trucks with the claws on them just to service one house. So we're dealing with a great deal of debris here. First and foremost, we're picking up the household debris. We're picking up the refrigerators, the furniture, all of that first. We are going to complete the Helene pickups first. We took care of Palmetto Beach 100%, took several trips around there. Got the majority of Davis Islands, and they're picking the rest of that up now. And we did as much of the West Shore, Port Tampa area as we could before the winds of Milton kicked up and our teams had to stop. As soon as those winds dissipated, I was out with Larry and his team and some of the contractors at 6 a.m. They started picking up the debris from Helene after Milton went through. So we are first and foremost designating the household waste. We will get the vegetation, the yard debris, that will be picked up second. I think everyone would agree you'd rather see the limbs out on your yard than to see all of your possessions out there in the front of your homes. And so that is how we are going to address this. That is it for me. I'm going to introduce Larry, let him talk, but I also want to say that to assist everyone, and we need the community's help in this. When we ask you, we let you know which streets are going to be cleared. We need you to get away from the fire hydrants when you're stacking the debris. Larry will go into more detail, move your cars out of the way, all of those helpful steps that the community can take. We currently have our T&I group are developing a web page that you will be able tomorrow to access at tampa.gov/hurricane, and it will show a map of Tampa with the red areas that are going to be addressed with household debris. And so we'll be able to let people know as we're going to be in your neighborhood picking up this debris. Again, we need everybody's cooperation. Mostly we need your patience. The teams are working around the clock to get this task completed within 90 days, but they can't do it on their own. We need your help. Larry?
All right. And thank you, Mayor. And as the Mayor mentioned, we are working around the clock, and that's the Solid Waste Department. That's TPD as well. They've been assisting us. That's the Transportation Department, so mobility. In addition to that, I always forget to move it up. In addition to that, we have help from our contractors as well. But I want to say thank you to everyone for staying patient with us. We do understand that there's a lot of debris that's curbside, and that blight is blight on our city, and we will remove it. Like the Mayor mentioned, 90 days is the target, and that's 90 days from October 11th. So immediately after Hurricane Helene hit, we got to work. We had multiple internal crews canvassing and working in the Palmetto Beach area. Like the Mayor mentioned, we were able to sweep that area with the help of all of our internal partners. So this process takes time. So usually what we do with the City of Tampa, I can't speak for anyone other than us, we have our internal teams respond immediately while we give our contractors the time to get postured. As you can see, we have a lot of trucks here. We have solid waste trucks here. We have our contractors' trucks here. The tandems, the black tandems that you saw to the left. So it takes them at least a week to respond and to get out to the site. We have contractors coming from far and wide, some from Alabama, some from Georgia, recently received a lot of devastation there, some from North Carolina. So it takes time for them to come down and get postured. Currently, we have 2 contractor haulers, and we hire subs under them as well. So we have currently 9 trucks here, 9 tandems and trailers. And then in addition to that, we have 9 over on the opposite side of Tampa. So we have teams working south of Columbus, and north of Columbus. That's how we break up the city. This is considered a DMS site, so a debris management site. Before the storm actually even is en route, we have our pre-approval process going on with FDEP. We have to ensure that we have the sites appropriate so then we can house all of this debris. So this site is a mixed debris site, so we can have vegetative debris here, which you see way in the back. You really can't see because of the mounds of mixed debris right behind me. And that just shows you how powerful Helene was. Our team members are currently working 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, so that's Monday through Saturday, and that is for our internal folks, so the City of Tampa personnel that are working on debris collection. In addition to that, we have our contractors. They're working 7 days a week, so collection is going around the clock. And right now we're working on hauling out the Helene debris from the previous hurricane at night as well. Most of our teammates have been working roughly 24 days straight post the first hurricane that hit, and that was Hurricane Helene. I know the number one question is, when will you collect our debris? When will it get picked up? The process is we go and collect all of the debris in the hardest hit areas first. So we triage that. We have our emergency response centers. They give us a map, a surge map. In addition to that, they have drones go up, and post-storm we send out damage assessors as well. So they report back to us. There's 3 layers of assessment, first and foremost. And then from there, then we start to collect. And to give you a reference point of how massive this task is, just last September, our department processed 50 tons worth of storm-related debris at our transfer station. So processed at our scale house. So those were individuals that wanted to haul themselves. So to fast forward to 2024, so between both Helene and Milton, so right now we've processed 292 tons of hurricane related debris, and that is from our City of Tampa teams out there, our people that really want to get out there and haul themselves, that have the ability to. And I do want to take a step back as well and set the tone. It takes the average person at least 3 to 4 weeks to clear out their homes after a storm surge. So we have to allow time for them to clean out their homes, and this is one of the reasons why we perform more than one sweep of an area. So we come back. That data debris map that the mayor was just mentioning, it'll have a first pass and a second pass listed. After that, we have to stop collecting, or else we risk not receiving funds from FEMA. So there will be a hard stop, but we are working around the clock to get this debris up as fast as possible. And in addition, as I mentioned, the preparation. Moving forward with the preparation, we implore our teammates to go and prep their homes. So the solid waste team members and multiple departments, they go out there, they hunker down at a ERC or at the EOC, and they get posture and get ready to perform whatever duty it is, whether it's damage assessing, whether it's a push crew, which clears the streets for all the emergency personnel, TPD, TFR, and then we get right into collection after that. So the damage management sites, once working with FDEP, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. That's why we always get that done around April. And simultaneously as well, we pre-certify our trucks. So all of the City of Tampa trucks are pre-certified to ensure that we can respond as quickly as possible. So that process is, they end up measuring the trucks, and then they perform an assessment and then send that information back over to FEMA, and then we get a sticker saying we're pre-qualified for collection duties. If we have vehicles out there collecting waste for us that ends up at this site that is not certified, we risk not receiving FEMA reimbursement again. So that's why we do all this prior to a storm actually hitting. And then post-storm. Post-storm is what we do. We clean, we get it done, we work around the clock. I'm sure all of you have seen our teams out. Night and day, we had almost a 24 operation at one point to restore the city, especially between Helene and Milton making contact. We were valiantly trying to get all of the household debris that was curbside up as fast as possible, and we're doing a great job, and we cleared out a few areas already. Moving forward, simply a call to action, if you will. Please, like the mayor mentioned, if you're stacking your debris, please separate your piles. So you have your vegetative debris, and that's unbagged. You can just drop your whole pile right there. We'll make it easy for you. Put your whole pile down, unbagged. Separately, 3 feet. We need 3 feet clearance, not on the street, not on the sidewalk. Moving to the right, so you can have all of your household debris. And so that's the drywall, that's your wood planks if you have wood in your home, that's your furniture. That's in one separate pile as well. And then outside of that is all of your big bulky items, such as your washer and dryer, refrigerator, a couple things to the side as well. We need those separated so that when we get back here, we don't have to try to separate and waste more time when we could be out collecting your debris. Now, if you would like to haul yourself, please, and I implore you, please utilize our 22nd Street, and that is a vegetative hauling debris site, vegetative only. You can use that site. In addition, we have one at Gaston Park as well. So that's 22nd and Gaston Park. If you would like to bring your household debris, you can utilize our transfer station. Again, you can utilize our transfer station, and that is free of charge if you are a City of Tampa resident. And all you have to do is just show your ID. Previously, we had you show an ID and some sort of bill, but to expedite the process, we moved away from that, and all you have to do is show your ID. For those of you that have the ability to. And again, help your neighbors. So if we're making our passes and you are complete with your debris removal, please help your neighbors so then we can collect all that debris at the same time versus having to come back around once or twice or three times. It makes for a more efficient process. Again, please stay patient with us while we move forward with collecting. Check the maps, call into solid waste if you need to. If there's something that you need us to collect in the near future, of course, you can always reach out. However, just please stay patient because we're making multiple sweeps and we're clearing the entire city, not just one or two areas, the entire city. All right. And Guido, are you?
Yeah. Oh. Before Chairman Maniscalco comes up, a couple of things that one, those locations vegetative are 7801 North 22nd Street, and the other one is Gadsden Park. As Larry said, that's 6901 South McDill, and that's where the community can bring their vegetation. I just want to talk a little bit about the contractors. Contractors are very important in debris collection. The city can't do it all themselves in the 90 days, but it's also very competitive. If you think about how many counties were hit by Helene and Milton just in our area, every municipality and county and the state are all competing for the same contractors. And so we're doing everything that we can to hire all of those contractors. So this just isn't solid waste. It's our contracting group. It's our purchasing group. It's everybody working together to get these contracts up and moving quickly. In addition to that, we have these locations where the household debris will ultimately end up. But Larry and his group also identify locations right outside of neighborhoods that have been hit. Forest Hills location, Overlook on Fowler, those locations that have household debris from Milton. To have a place that we can just get all that debris out of the neighborhoods and put it in one location so they can expedite it down to these dump sites here. So there's a lot of intricacy behind the debris collection, but we just want everybody to know that we are on it and we're going to get that debris out from in front of your house as quickly as we can. And lastly, as mayor of the best city in the entire world, I often say we're going to do this, and then the team behind me says not so quick. So I said we'll have the web page up tomorrow for the debris collection, and I just received word that it's going to take a day or two to be able to get that up for our community. But that doesn't mean anybody's going to stop. We can't have the claw lightning loaders out there in the middle of the night picking up the debris because of the power lines and so forth, but understand that our teams are working around the clock. They're hauling in semi tractors out to the debris sites, and we're also going to be chipping up a lot of that vegetative debris as well. So even if you don't see the groups out there after dark, they are working around the clock. Larry even went up in the Tampa Police Department helicopter yesterday and flew the entire city just to make sure that they have a grasp of where these pockets of debris are at. They knew anecdotally where they were at, but being able to see that from 1,000 feet up gives you a great perspective. And we couldn't do what we're doing without the support of City Council. It is a team effort, and so it's wonderful to have Chairman Guido Maniscalco out here, and we're going to have him say a few words.
Thank you so much, and I'll close out by saying thank you to all the linemen and women that have been working 24/7 reconnecting our power. We're almost there. It's unbelievable. From here to Canada, they've come down to help us. And Mr. Washington and the solid waste folks, these are the real heroes, because this is a historically huge undertaking. We've asked for patience, but I know that with Mr. Washington's leadership and Mayor Castor and their team, we're going to get this done. So thank you so much.